Kalispera. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for being invited. I would like to take the opportunity to share a personal experience. As being a foreigner coming to Greece 16 months ago, I would like to give you my impression as I've been navigating through this tough reality, which I think is as tough for you as it has been for me as a foreigner. And for that, I would like to start off with the first thing that came into my mind when I decided with my family to come here and contribute to recovery. It was the sentence of a famous philosopher, and it's called, "I'm not a Greek nor an Athenian, but I'm a citizen of the world." And through that, which for me was a very compelling thing, I knew that once we know the reality is getting tough, we can get out of misery. We can do it. This was my conviction. Through that, I have never spent a minute of my time in Greece. This was the only conviction that I have. There's so much wisdom in our past that we have enough intelligence to navigate through this. I was convinced. I'm still convinced. So what I would like to do is to spend time on growing Greece, because Grow Greece is our national plan. I represent a global brand called Microsoft Hellas, and we are convinced that we can contribute to the recovery of Greece. And this is what my 10 minutes will be all about. First of all, I would like to add that branding is not for sale. You cannot buy it. You need to deserve it. You need to earn it. You need to work hard for it. And it can be reflected and justified by facts. And I think today this is what we suffer from a bit. The world is becoming more global. The information that lies within the national boundaries no longer stay within these national boundaries. It's all one big transparent world. So what I would like to say is, in this transparent world, being in Greece, we have a choice. We do. And I used a visual because I think this visual perfectly reflects on how we feel, how I feel here in Greece. It's the visual of a tunnel. When you look in this tunnel, you know at some point we will come out. And it will be light, and it will be the new reality, and it's like we've gone through this. We made it. And while walking into this tunnel, we consider that it could also be a train coming to us. Is it a train or is it a light? We have a choice to find out. If we go back, we may be killed by this train because of going back and not feeling confident about moving forward to get out. Decide to take ownership of our own destiny by contributing each one of us to get out of this. Each one of us. Or we can go back. For me, as a foreign Greek contributor, there's no choice. We will move out of this. We will move on. So, to put some more perspective, in this new world, which is fully digitized, the world has become one. The market has become one. And this is something we are still learning what it means. Social, political, economical factors that used to be tied to geographical boundaries no longer are relevant because the market has become one. And let me give you one example. I mean, the stories that we've heard so far are all about tweeting about what's happening in Greece. We are in the middle of a global theater without knowing it, that it would go that fast. 2 weeks ago, if you would ask this audience whether we could belong to the G20 at some point, nobody would have said yes. Suddenly we were. So the things are going faster and faster, and the world is becoming more transparent than ever before. This means that democratization or consumerization as such will flip the foundation on which today's economy is built. Supply-demand will flip 180 degrees, and the power will be moved to the individual level. Why? Because information is out there. Everybody can benefit from this information. Everybody can use this information to educate themselves amongst the things they want to learn or want to achieve. This is just a reflection of reality as I see it as a foreigner in Greece. So what does this mean? When you look at Greece, and I represent a big company that invests a lot. We spend more than $9 billion a year in research and development. That's a lot of money. Why do we invest? And where do we invest? What's the logic of investing $1 in an economy? In Ireland, or in Netherlands, or in Greece? The answer is, what's the GDP forecast? So what's the forecast, the anticipated growth of the economy? Is it going up? Is it going down? Number one, very important. The second one, what's the productivity? So what's the price per dollar that you need to put in? And what's the number that you will get out? And last is the ease of doing business. Is it easy or is it not easy? We've heard many other speakers talk today that it's not very easy relatively to other countries, which is an outcome of the World Economic Forum report. So the competitive indexes continue to move on, and it seems that we're dropping. We're not recovering, we're dropping. Now, is this a good climate to invest as a foreign investor? I will tell you something different in a minute with regard to my local responsibility. Probably it's not. What we need is to attract foreign capital. It's the only way to recover and get out of it at some point. But we need to do something for that. It doesn't come for granted. So these are the things that we think about as a foreign investor. Now, I've used this picture as a global market which is moving to the right. And I've put some characteristics that I associate with this global market in order for us to understand, and for Microsoft Hellas, which I represent, to anticipate on what it is that we can do to contribute to that. First of all, the global market is open. It's competitive, it's action-oriented, it's 24/7, and it's about accountability and transparency. Those are the key words for me that I associate with this market. And that's good, because competing is a nice thing to do. I enjoy it. I enjoyed fighting to deserve the right to win a purchase order. I think this is what I like a lot. And in this global world, that's even better. Now, if you look at the left, it's about the history. It's about closed, protective, it's about discussion and responsibility. And you can even put that these are somewhat contradictory. From closed to open, from protective to competitive, from discussion to action, and from responsibility to accountability. Now, are we stuck on the left? No, we're not. We shouldn't. We have very talented young people. We have highly educated people. We have people with aspiration. We have entrepreneurs that want to break out. But in order to let this happen, we must feel we can do it. And my view is, we shouldn't be talking that much longer about the we or they, because for me, either blaming or victimizing is the source of misery, because it holds us back from doing something ourselves. Me. What am I, Ernst Jan Stigter, in Greece as a foreigner, is going to do about this? Am I going to lay back or am I going to act? What I do know is I have two little kids, two little girls, 3 and 5-year-old. And I feel that we're going through a very impressive and interesting inflection point in our history. And 15 years from now, my oldest will ask me, Dad, what did you do about it? And I will not come up with a copy-paste of all the newspapers and all the clippings, because this is the reality we all surfaced. But I will tell her, hopefully, at least I'm committed to share what I, on behalf of the Microsoft Hellas team, did. So let me shift a bit towards that, because we have opportunities. We have big opportunities, maybe especially now. It's about innovation, and this is a bit of an obvious word, but doing things differently is, I believe, the starting point of everything that's happening today in Greece. Whether it's how to run a business, whether it's how to attract new customers, whether it's how to reduce our operational costs, whether how to move from capital expenditure to operational expenditure, all types of things we need to reassess. We need to look at this, the way we operate today, and then decide what it is that we can do differently in order to optimize our balance sheets. So we formed our national plan, and I feel proud that I'm working for a company that for 35 years is using the same mission that substantiates its brand, which is enable people and businesses throughout the world to realize their full potential. This has been the mission for 35 years, we're still there, but it requires a lot of effort. Now, what does it mean for Greece? We are committed to contribute to local economy, to the environment, and we're here to create jobs. We are here to do this. And we believe that cloud computing, even though I'm not going to use this opportunity to elaborate on it, but it can be the accelerator of optimizing balance sheets, reducing our carbon footprint, and create jobs at the same time. It can be done. It's an economically revolutionary thing that we believe we could benefit from, in Greece in particular. And we are investing in the country, because I was just saying about the global perspective, should we as Microsoft Corporation invest? Well, in Microsoft Hellas, we are investing a lot. Currently, we are going through a restructuring of the building, through which we can prove that we can improve productivity by reducing the square meters per employee by 30%. Reducing the square meters per employees and grow the productivity. Think about what this will mean for a chief financial officer of a company, that he can reduce the real estate assets, at least the cost that is spending. I think this is a very compelling thing. Automatically also, we can reduce our carbon footprint by 25% by stopping to jump in the traffic jam each morning, but allowing people to work from wherever they want. I'm not saying we have the answer, and I want to make very sure that we are not pretentious. I'm not saying we have all the answers, because the challenge for that is much too big. What I'm saying is, as a market leader, we take responsibility to see how far we can stretch the technology that's available today in order to benefit from it in these 3 dimensions. With that, I would like to close by saying I'm enjoying the ride so far, even though it has been the toughest 16 months in my whole life, and I think I can include my family as well. We like it, we want to be part of this recovery, and we're here to stay. Thank you very much.